Come on. Work. There it is. Okay, it's working. Sorry, my internet's being shit again tonight, but I mean, at least it's being internet. It's actually working. It's not working well for like the next. It says, how long does this video say it's going to take? I'm still uploading a video, so it says it's going to take 15 minutes. So for the next 15 minutes, my live stream might be a bit shit for a little while. I do apologize, but there's nothing I can do about it. Because it's Christmas and everything. Whilst I'm on here, I'm also doing some editing. Not for a video, for a picture, because I've done a new picture. Oh. So I've done a new picture. I'm just it's kind of the last piece. It's kind of the wrong way around. I've done this one picture. I've done this series of basically helping pop not explode, but I've done it in the wrong order. I've done the second part and then I did the third part, and I've got the fourth part to do and the first part still. So I've done it in the wrong order. So I haven't uploaded anything yet until it's finished. But I mean, like, unless somebody wants to see it, I'm basically keeping it under wraps for right now. Hey, Itchy! Happy birthday to you. Oh my god. I don't know if anybody remembers this, because this is old. This is like super old. But does anybody remember South Park? Well, not just South Park. I mean, it's from South Park, but and it's like the first Christmas episode or something, or is it the second Christmas episode? I can't remember which one. But essentially, it's like there's this whole Christmas adventure happens, and at the end of the episode, it's because it's a Christmas episode. It's just like Jesus is just sitting in a room by himself with like a massive room with lots of tables and chairs, and he's wearing a party hat, and he basically is just all alone, and he's got like a little cupcake with a candle on it, and he just is like, happy birthday to me. It's like, I love that. I find that hysterical. And Damon is always like, but it's so sad. And I'm like, but that's what's funny. Because it's Christmas. Oh my god. Can you guys see and hear me okay? Or is it just my internet that's being shitty? Because it's saying that I've got good, yeah. I remember that episode. Oh yeah, see this. So whenever somebody says that they've got their birthday, anywhere remotely near December, in the middle of December, or what? It's close to the end of December, I guess. I'm like, I just remember that, and it's just so funny to me. Um, yeah, I hate to be a downer on everything, but I'm gonna be. I haven't been streaming a lot this week. Like, I've been streaming a little bit, not a lot. And I'm slightly getting a little bit kicked in the butt with the whole depression thing, and it's super annoying. You might be able to hear it in my voice. I kind of like I've not had the greatest time just recently. But yeah, I'm just yeah, sure, I'll put the thing. But yeah, that's why there's been like not a lot of streaming happening this week, apart from the recording video and the very, very brief editing bit. So yeah. But it's a thing. It's just a thing. So I just wanted to explain kind of myself a little bit, because I know that I really do want to hang out with you guys and stuff. It's just that it's kind of hard, because my brain is just always telling me that I don't really, that that I shouldn't be around and just keep bringing people down like this. So yeah. Hey dude.
Hey dude.
Sorry to be a downer.
Don't be sorry, and also don't. I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just trying to say, like, don't be afraid of bringing other people down, because they might look at you.
It's cutting out a little bit. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, you're fine.
Well, no, I know, yeah, but I mean, you're cutting out a little bit every now and again. So, but I can hear you. But happy birthday, dude.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Seriously.
Because this picture that I'm doing involves your characters, and basically exclusively your characters, with the exception of Dreamy. It's like I'm just so tempted to just send it to you now. Well, I could. It's right here. I basically do it. So that's like the second part of a 3-part series about getting Pop back to normal size. It's crazy. Well, getting him back to not exploding. So yeah.
I can't see all of it, but what did you see?
It's like all the characters reforming again after So
super digestion.
What? Super digestion.
And I said after being like super digested.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
Quickly digested.
Ew. Anyway, yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I might have accidentally on purpose got you something for your birthday, but it's just a very small something.
Wait, say that again?
I might have accidentally on purpose got you something for your birthday, but it's a very small something. So.
Dude, you don't do that at all.
I know I don't. I just said that I did that. I can't help it. But technically, me and Damien got it. Oh my god! You overwhelmed the microphone with cuteness.
Oh no! Sorry, your connection's being so shit.
Well, it's partly my fault. because I'm still uploading something because I wasn't planning on streaming, so I just set my computer to upload a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But then of course I am streaming, and I did wait until it was going to be until I uploaded one of the bigger videos, but it turns out that the video that was right after that is also quite large, so it's kind of, yeah.
So, is it something that I should keep an eye out for in the mail, or is it like?
Oh no, I'm going to bring it with me.
Okay.
You sound like super excited. It's so funny.
I am.
It's not that great.
I don't care. I don't care what it is. Just the follow is adorable. Thank you.
Well, we miss you, dude.
I miss you too so much.
With the
You and David both.
no.
Hey, Jeffrey.
I was going to say hi, Jeffrey.
He just said happy boy. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it.
So yeah, come on stream and I don't know what to say.
I don't either. I mean, I asked if you were on Discord, like voice, just because I'm currently driving, trying to like get the weekend for dinner and stuff.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what are your plans? What are you doing?
They are taking me to. They're buying me carrabba's for dinner. It's like an Italian. So that, and then if everyone's up for it, if we're not like too overly stuck, we're gonna hit up the arcade next to carrabba's for a little bit.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I wish I was there.
I want you to be here too, because I have
no, it's just the way I'm feeling right now. It's like, it's like that Onision 10 Things I Hate About Emos kind of video.
No.
I wish I was dead.
You so hard,
I know, I'm not really feeling that way. Well, I am, but I know why I'm feeling that way. But no, that's so cool. And I do wish I was there. I do.
I wish you were too, dude. It's so easy hanging out with you. Like, I don't feel like there was any point when we were together where like I was worried or concerned about what I was saying or like wondering what we were gonna do for entertainment. Like every single like thing that we did was just fucking fun. Like it didn't matter really like what we were doing. You know what I mean? Like even just like eating and like watching was like fun. It's just like you're a really cool guy to be around just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like your whole just demeanor is like positive. Like you're super sweet.
Mm-hmm. With the compliments, of the excessive compliments.
Oh, you are. Sorry, I miss you. I'm excited to see you and meet new people too. Excited to see Willie for the first time. That'd be cool. And
yeah, Willie is awesome. He's got a very funny laugh.
Yeah, you told me.
Howard says, "Happy birthday, Itchy, and hope you feel better too." Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you. Yeah. It's not really up to me, but yeah. Well, it's like one of those people say when you got a cold or something, and they're like, "Feel better." And it's like, but
yeah, just don't feel that way. Oh, okay. What do I think of that?
It's like, well, now that you put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, now I see. That's what I used to think about when people told me not to be anxious all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, don't be anxious. It's like, well, when you put it that way.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that. But mind blow.
To be honest, he says that I hope that I think he says I hope you feel better, so it's not that bad. But yeah, fucking eye watering. Just I hate that I was in actually a good place, like the middle of the day today. I was in a good place. I was actually thinking about actually streaming and getting back into the normal routine and everything. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was like, oh, my eyes are watering. Oh wait, no, I'm crying.
I'm right there with you, actually. I was like, out of nowhere, I was like driving to get some food, and I just like kind of got emotional for, I can't really pinpoint the reason, but it's kind of like one of those moments. So, I mean, you're not alone there. Like, you don't have to worry about, I won't be the one that's like, you feel better. I'll just like be there with you. You know what I mean? I'll go through the motion.
It's like, what's wrong with you, dude? It's like this coffee cup is just so sad. I used to do that all the time, like in high school, and well, I still do it. But I just like I just play things in my head, and I just like go over stuff that's funny, and I'll occasionally giggle. And you know, when somebody asks me, it's like, what are you giggling at? And I'm just like, this. Sorry, this dinner plate is just so funny.
Yeah, I do that. Just like hardcore daydream.
Yeah. I don't know. The tiny whale. The dog and the tiny whale. Okay, so I've just got to do the fourth picture and the first picture. If I do the first picture, then I can actually show you guys what I've done. But then again, I'm not that strict on the whole spoilers thing, so I would show anybody that basically wanted to see it.
I'm totally down for seeing it.
Yeah, should I just post it to Discord, or should I just should I just send it to you?
Those both involve me seeing it, so I don't care. I mean, I don't care either of those out.
That's super helpful.
Yeah. Post it for everyone. Fuck.
I'll put in alt stuff. There it is. Okay. It is uploading.
Ooh.
Calm down. It's not done yet. Well, it's just that I need the context. I need to get the shot of Dreamy being poured out of Five's mouth somehow. And then I need the after shot of everything. Yeah. Okay. It's uploading to the art stuff. So that's parts 2 and 3 of a 4-part series. By the way, I'm on the last page of my furry sketchpad.
Oh shit!
On the last bit, last page.
Do you have any blanks that are available that are ready to go?
I've got a spare blank book, but it's just that Just that's crazy.
That is crazy.
But then again, I have filled up a book before. Just too many people asking for furry stuff. Just furry up, please. None of that human crap. I just want furry up, please. And yeah, I want to know what you think of all of your personas, because they are all you.
Dude. Oh, they all have glasses.
It's kind of like, yeah.
I love it. Dude, his belly's so big. Ursa's looking fucking fine.
Who?
Ursa brother.
Oh, Ursa, yeah. I do like that.
I should be through the seed in the pipe.
Well, I couldn't figure out a way to basically make Dreamy, it justifiable that Dreamy would be pulled out first.
Yeah.
But I can't remember why exactly, but it was a good idea at the time, and it was just, yeah. So I was like, well, he could use like a building seed or something, just a kind of like a magical seed or something, and I didn't know how to incorporate it at all, like give it to Boulder somehow. So I was just like, oh fuck it, I'll just do that.
I love how concentrated Ursa looks when he's like, before he starts expanding, like when his hand is on. He looks like self-focused. He's like, how the fuck am I gonna fix this?
Well, he's just kind of walking up. That's kind of like the scene. It's like,
yeah, it's really...
the first picture is going to be him pulling out. Oh fuck! Now I've got to include that shit. It's going to be Pop asking for help, and then him extracting Dreamy, and then this happened. Yeah, okay. And now I know what's happening. I was like, oh my god, is this going to be like a 6-part series? Really? There's already so many panels already.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool.
But I just like that there's the justifying, how I justify him being so big is by he's got to amass enough power to basically equal the amount of mass that he's got to produce.
To bring back.
And, an alligator's big. Alligators are huge.
Yeah, they're fucking massive.
This is why Pop is in the current situation that he's in, so yeah.
I like how Ursa's like Jim becomes like super visible too, and he expands really. It's kind of hidden in his belly button before, and then like as he's expanding, it's like you can actually see it. It's really cool.
I did kind of include it in the last in the third picture where you can kind of see it more clearly.
Right.
I didn't know if I should do it like encrusted or if it should just be a gemstone, and I just was like, I'll just do a gemstone because it's less work.
I like the way you did it. Yeah, it looks good enough.
But yeah, it's working. But can you see?
Yes, it's amazing.
You see the
dude, fucking the characters look so sick. Oh, Marco looks so cute with his tongue out too.
Well, I kind of like included a bit of extra mass.
Yeah.
he's going very pudgy somehow.
He is getting pudgy, yo. I'm getting pudgy, so it worked.
But I made the pig so you can actually see the face of the pig, although it's kind of not very clear-ish.
Yeah, see, it's got good detail.
But did you notice the extra character?
The Chihuahua. Yes, I've noticed the Chihuahua. I've been staring at him.
I was debating whether or not I should basically have just his entire eyes fill up the glasses, but
I think he looks good. I like the way he is. What part that became a thing, like just from like I don't know, just the whole way that came up was fun.
The Chihuahua. Your Chihuahua.
Yeah, I accept it. Chihuahua.
It's fine. Some Chihuahuas are cute.
As long as I'm one of the cute ones, I'll take it.
Oh, you know you.
Like I told you, when I think of Chihuahuas, I think of the pissy, evil ones that bite my fucking finger when I try to hug my mom.
You know you're adorable.
You know, thank you.
You so know you are. Oh, something I wanted to say to you while you were telling me how easy it was to talk to me and to just chill with me and stuff. It's like that might it does help when you're basically asleep most of the time. Which I don't mind at all because it's just that's cute.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm narcoleptic.
Are you at the place?
I pulled up at the place a couple minutes ago, but I don't want to go. But I'll see you guys in a bit. If not, I'll be on whenever you're on. Thank you for the wishes and the drawing, and for popping on even when you're not feeling like it. It's really cool of you if you didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it tenfold. Thank you, everyone. Like Jeffrey, Howard, and Melissa in the chat.
I'll give you the proper goodbye. There we once.
Thank you. Oh, no, you're up, dude.
Belly salute.
Super snuggles to you guys, especially you, Ted.
I'm feeling them.
I'll send you pictures of my din-din.
Ding ding.
Wait. Hopefully I can get. Alright, bye guys.
Right.
Okay. What's up? Sorry, I couldn't invite you. Oh, man.
You haven't turned it off. Okay, he muted himself, but he didn't actually. Okay. Oh, good. That video is uploaded now. It's the stock dump video, so. It's so annoying that now it's uploaded and I don't, I'm not. You forgot to disconnect. What I miss. I'm so sorry you aren't feeling well, Tubbs, and it's not that I'm just not feeling. Yeah, it's just the for a little while. Today, especially, the depression has just kind of been winning a little bit, but I'm fighting back. There's just a lot of bullshit that's happening. That's happened. You know, I got into kind of like a random spiral when I really shouldn't have been feeling. I really shouldn't feel. I really shouldn't be thinking about this stuff, but I was thinking about a bunch of stuff, and that was depressing. And also, I also thought up of it just brought me back to a spiral of just remembering, you know, remember my first partner, and yeah, and Damon's not here right now. He's coming back tonight. He's coming back in in like an hour's time ish. But no, it's just super. It's super lame. And like I said, it was kind of winning. I was allowing myself to dwell on all of this shit, and it was just like, yeah. So yeah, that happens. So I'm actually feeling fine. I'm not feeling great mentally, which is great. Yes, I definitely understand, Tubbs. Here's me. Thank you. I know that there are people that care. I do, and I'm glad that people care. I'm glad that people care, and I'm glad that people are just that people are willing to put up with listening to me talk about this bullshit. You know, but it's just that, you know, I really kind of, although I shouldn't isolate myself, I feel like I should isolate myself from people so that they're not affected by the way I'm feeling. Because, yeah, not a lot of people, well, not everybody wants to hear about depression and stuff. And I understand that. And, you know what? It drives me crazy too. It drives me crazy too, especially when, I don't want to alienate anybody, but it's just that especially when people basically just they go on about things that just they that don't, you know, that aren't a thing. When it's like people have real problems and you're complaining about this one thing that isn't really a problem, you know. It's just you know, like I still do a bit of counseling and stuff, and it's fun. It's fun to well, it's not fun. It's just it's nice to basically like help out a couple of friends and help out people that I've was you know, basically my old cases. I still have a couple of cases from the team place, And it's so annoying that these people, there's one in particular, I'm not going to get into details, but they are irritating as crap because they keep saying that they're depressed and stuff. And, you know, they actually do sound depressed about certain things. But the thing that sets off their depression usually is mundane bullshit. And it's like, I'm so, you know, they get depressed because they don't think anybody likes them. And they keep telling me about how, like, they think that this person thinks this about them, and, you know, I keep telling them that it's probably not the way that you think about it. You know, they've got their own shit that they're dealing with. It's completely reasonable to, like, think this every now and again, but it's starting to get unhealthy if you basically think about it. Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah. But no, they said that they're full on depressed about this stuff, and it's like, you have no reason to be depressed about that. And I want to sympathize with them, but holy crap, is it like, I'm sorry. Did either of your parents die in a car accident? You know, are you haunted with memories of your parents because they died in a car accident? You know, it's like, yeah, but I do understand. You know, I understand that depression is not very rational, and I understand that this person sometimes is actually depressed. So I still talk to them. But it is so annoying when they talk about stuff that triggers their depression when it isn't, that, you know, it really isn't. I'm trying not to say the thing that I don't want to say. Their depression isn't that bad than other people's depression that I've heard from. It's not a contest, but they're talking about it as if it is. Oh, I hate that. I hate that I think that way as well, but it isn't. It's a thing anyway. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up about it. Okay. But yeah, so basically, I kind of just, you know, that's the reason why I don't do live streams all the time. Is because I kind of, yeah, I'm not in the right mood, headspace to actually do it. So yeah. You can say whatever you want to me, Tubbs, and tell me everything, especially when you get depressed, because it helps to talk about it. It does for some people. Everyone's different. That's the problem. Everyone's different. I don't want to talk about it because basically, if I talk about it, then I will dwell on it, and it will not be good. I've talked to many people about it, and it basically is, yeah, it doesn't help. It just makes me, it makes my brain focus on it, and it's like, I don't want to do that, because, you know, I did it once early on when I talked to an actual when I did my counselling, you know, my brief counselling training and stuff like that, and it made me feel kind of, well, it made me depressed for one thing, but mainly it made me look at the world in a very nihilist kind of way, that basically nothing mattered, and it just pissed me off so much, because I already know that. But, you know, it's like, if only, you know, if nothing matters, then basically everything matters. And I know that sounds kind of like, you know, Chinese fortune cookie, you know, kind of like wax on, wax off kind of bullshit. But it's like, that's kind of the way I see things, you know. Nothing matters, but that means that everything matters, you know. Because nothing really matters. And that's depressing, but it's like, you just got to remember that because nothing matters, everything matters, you know. It's so annoying. It's one of the reasons why I don't like wasting time ever, is because we don't have a lot of time here. So I want to use it doing something because it matters. But over the grand scheme of everything, nothing matters, and it's so irritating. But yeah. Yes, that really is a bit much. I do understand what you mean. Yeah. I hate when people talk about depression that, you know, yeah. But I end up talking about depression. Hey, FMF. The insidious thing about depression is that you can feel it even if you have no reason. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They may be latching on to the small mundane thing because it's at least an explanation. I know, and I've told them. That's why I've told them. I did read that before, by the way. I just didn't read that aloud. But yeah, I basically have told them that, and it doesn't help. Whereas, like, because I've had depression for quite a while, it's kind of a thing that I know it's happening, and knowing that it's happening, I kind of actually can isolate myself and isolate it in my mind, and basically it will fuck off. it fucks off way easier than basically talking through it, because if I talk through it, then it doesn't actually help. It doesn't help me, but it's okay. But yeah. Oh no, Jeff, I don't understand. Yeah, like I said, I understand why it's here. You know, I understand what depression is, and I understand, you know, what it is exactly. You know, I know it's kind of like a chemical imbalance in your head, and it's it's a thing. You know, it's like because I know that, because I know about that, you know exactly what it is. It helps because it means that I can basically get through and do something. It's like you know, when I'm depressed, I just watch a movie or play a computer game or something. I do anything besides anything creative, or basically anything that requires me to sit and actually, you know, type stuff or do work or anything like that. Because for me in particular, that's the stuff that kind of gets my brain away from the depression. You know, basically, it's like it. You know, I think about it for a little bit, but they basically like I realize what it is, and then I go do something that basically helps me to feel stuff about the game, or feel stuff about the TV show, or whatever, or the game and the TV show. You know, I basically kind of put myself into kind of like information intake mode, as opposed to trying to get my emotions out somehow, because basically I know my emotions are bullshit at that period of time. Annoyingly, being around people doesn't help me, because basically that would be getting my emotions out there and stuff, and I'm not bottling anything up. If anything, I'm basically just like moving past them. So yeah, it's just that because I know the depression is bullshit. So yeah, yeah. You basically do stuff. You know, I really hate that. If you basically, you know, there are set things that people tell you to do. If you look up how to get over depression on the internet, Or basically, if you go to a counselor's office or something, and they have like a pamphlet on depression, like this one that I read not so long ago, which was hilarious. It was like, do things. It was basically like, it basically said, if you're feeling depressed, then, you can just, you force yourself to do these things, and it will help. It might help. But everybody's different. That's what the pamphlet said. And basically, it gave you a list of things. Like each page was like 2 things that it told you to do, and like clean up your workspace, or like go for a walk. Take a day off. All of these stuff. Basically, it was just like doing. It said. The last one was the greatest though, and I love this. Do things. It just said do things. By the way, this pamphlet said masturbate, and it's great. I will say this: when you are when you're having a bit of depression, like a big chunk of depression, because sometimes it can just come at you in waves and chunks, and yeah, when you're in the middle of a big chunk of depression, I will say this, that basically something that will always fix it: masturbation. And I'm not kidding, but because depression is mainly, it's the physical manifestation of depression is basically a hormone imbalance or a chemical imbalance in your brain. It's basically just the levels are off, and it's making you, you don't get enough dopamine. What is it? It's basically a chemical imbalance in your brain. Do you know what gets the chemicals going in your brain to basically, to try to reset the balance, as it were? It's masturbation. The only problem is that basically when you're in a depressive state, sometimes, well, in most people, finding the enthusiasm even to basically to masturbate is the problem. You kind of have to force yourself to do stuff, and it's like, is it self-rape? I don't know. It's terrible. But yeah, it will basically, it will, at least for a very, very short period of time, help with the brain reset of the neurochemicals in your head. It does actually relieve, it relieves, it's a stress relief and stuff, so it's a thing. Animals do it, for fuck's sake. It's actually kind of a thing. Some of the happiest animals that I know basically are frequent masturbators. But yeah, I do love. So this pamphlet basically it said to do stuff. It said actually literally to do stuff. It said do something. That was its last thing, and it's just yes. When you're depressed, then basically forcing yourself to do something is the good way. Yeah, except for very, very specific activities that are either against the law or are the bad activities. You don't want to quiz yourself, so yeah. So yeah, it's just like do something that requires you not to use your brain in a creative way. Like clean up your workspace, clean up your living space. Cleaning helps. Cleaning is actually a good thing. Going for a walk. Now that one's a tricky one. It's basically all about the destination that you choose, I guess. Basically, if you plan it out, then going for a walk could work. But if you basically just leave the house, you know, and just don't plan to, you know, just walk until you feel better, that might not work, because you'll give yourself plenty of time to think. And unless you're basically thinking through thoughts that are good and making yourself think, you know, to try to get through your depression, then you could end up dwelling on stuff, and that's not great. So yeah. When did this stream become all about depression? I've really fucked up this eye again, by the way, and that's just because, yeah. So yeah. That's good. I must try that. Well, the masturbation thing, yeah. Honestly, like I can't do that. You know, I find it very, very hard to get my gears going. I like once a week maybe. Do I ever get the urge? You know, I just yeah. So it just, yeah, but it does, I mean, it does help. I mean, I have today, I've had my me time today, and it has definitely helped. Oh shit, I've got my computer's set on here. Fuck. I didn't know this was still active. Oh fuck. Yeah, when I have in depressive states, though, I have forced myself to enjoy myself a little bit. You know. It definitely helped you. I'm glad it did. I'm glad Damon will be coming home tonight. Yeah, I miss him. So yeah, watching your videos will definitely help me get started. Well, I'm glad I did upload a few, and one of your favorites, I think, is up. At least I remember you saying that you really liked it. The after dinner shift, I think it's called. But it's like 20 minutes long, so. Oh, that's something I was going to do. Because I don't think I have yet. I haven't uploaded to Discord the picture. Not the picture. The link to the Santa video. What did you guys think of the Santa video, by the way? I can't remember if I asked you or not. Sexiest Santa you've ever seen, really? I haven't seen it yet. It's okay. It's just me in my Santa outfit, but without the beard and with the leather harness. Yeah. But no, I'm glad. Glad you like it. It was so nice to see Dale in the hot tub video. That was so damn cute. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that was a good clip. I do miss him too. Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be everybody's thing. I haven't looked at the comments or anything for it yet, though, but that's because depression. Did you ever get into Discovery, or are you waiting? Oh yeah, I've seen season 1. I haven't seen season 2 yet. Is that out yet? Is it already? Is it out now? I don't know when it was supposed to be on. But yeah, season 1. Yeah, it's fine. It's not Star Trek, but it's fine. It's not Star Trek. It's why I just every time that they bring up like Star Trek, I just keep thinking to myself that it's, why are they saying this? That, you know, why are they talking about Star Trek when it's not Star Trek? It just is confusing me. But I don't mind it. You are talking about Star Trek Discovery, right? You know, I think that basically the action is pretty good. It's like the characters need to the characters, the twists are interesting. Every time I try to watch it legitimately, something happens, and I can't even. I can't. I even bought the Blu-ray, and it suddenly won't play on my computer. Maybe maybe your technology is just die-hard Star Trek fan, and it basically is like, no, I'm not playing that bullshit. I'm not. I can see why everyone has like problems with it, but I don't really have those problems. I just kind of see it as kind of a. I don't care. You know, it's not that big of a deal. I think that I just wish that they would just claim it's another timeline, it's another reality, you know, it's another dimension, whatever you want to call it, and leave the prime timeline alone. Because it clearly isn't. Was it 10 years before? I don't know. It's so many years before Kirk's, before the original series. Yeah, if they just said that it wasn't part of the original series, that is a different universe, then I'd be happy. I'd be very happy with it. But it's just that, like, that's the only problem with it, in my opinion. I don't really have a problem with it apart from that. It's kind of like Smallville, you know. I kind of like Smallville, even though Smallville is a pain in the ass. It's funny, you know. It's a pain in the ass. I actually like Smallville, but yeah. Supposedly it takes place slightly before the Cage. Yeah, that's what they said. In the Prime universe, and it's like, it's not the Prime universe, because spoiler alert, they show the Constitution class spaceship. You know, they show a diagram of the Constitution class spaceship. It's not the Constitution class spaceship. it's like, but you're the same universe. This is supposed to be the Constitution class spaceship. It's the, you know, the Starship Enterprise, the Constitution class. This one, that's not it. You've fucked up. You know, this is a different universe, like, clearly. But no, they're saying, they're sticking to their guns, and they're like, it's taking place in the Prime timeline. It's, you know, everything is canon. prime timeline, everything is, yeah, the Klingons are this way now, deal with it. And it's like, I don't want to. That's not right. You're fucking with things. And I'm not a huge defender of the original series, you know. I really don't really care about the original series that much. But it's just that when it, you know, that is canon. You can't reboot that. That's unrebootable. It's yeah. I mean, you can either do that or just straight up reboot that, you know, redo that, which they did. So yeah. So I mean, I'm eventually gonna have to get the Blu-rays by themselves later. I'm gonna wait until the series is over and then get the box set, because I got, yeah. I have a hypothesis that the Enterprise takes place in a polluted alternate timeline to the original series, and Discovery is a sequel to Enterprise, not a prequel to TRS. Okay. I like Enterprise. I like it. I don't mind that it's part of, you know, that it's a prequel. I don't mind it. I don't mind that it's it, to me, it fits in with, yeah. Enterprise is good. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Enterprise is good. I don't mind that it's they had an episode, and it was one of my favorites of Enterprise, and it's a mirror universe episode where they basically, you see the original series. And you know, you see the original series, you see the Defiant, you know, the Defiant, a Constitution class starship, and it looks glorious compared to the, you know, the NX-01 Enterprise. It looks amazing. It was shot really well. They did great things, you know, in the episode. It's awesome. It really is. It's just great. It's and it's still the 60s kind of, it's still the 60s Enterprise. You know, it's not the Enterprise Defiant, but it is basically an Enterprise. It's still amazing. You know, it's the lighting's great, the costume's great. They make those sets work somehow. They make them work. Everything is awesome. It makes everything look pretty cool. So when I heard about Discovery being a thing, and it was going to be the precursor to, you know, is in the Prime universe. Oh, excuse me. So the Prime universe, it takes place slightly before Kirk, and I was like, ooh, they're going to do this. They're just going to do that, and that would be awesome. I was actually looking forward to that, and yeah, then we got this, and I knew it was going to be a bit squiffy, a bit weird, on account of you know, I wouldn't mind that basically them changing little things and just saying that that technology got out of date by the time that the original series came along. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't, but it's just that the current one is not good. It's not our universe. It's not the Prime universe. I meant that all the temporal Cold War stuff explains different building up, like cloaking devices in the 22nd century, and photonic weapons as opposed to primitive atomic weapons, as mentioned in Bot. What? cloaking device in the 22nd. Yeah, because they do make a big deal out of it when it's don't they make a big deal out of it in like that episode Romulan episode of the original series or something. They make a huge deal about, oh my god, it made itself invisible. We've never seen this before. And it's like, but you did, because Enterprise has seen ships, many ships that have cloaked, many species. Balance of terror. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, popped. Sorry. Right, we're talking about the Romulan War. There is a like fan-made documentary about that. It's like as if it's a documentary in Starfleet that basically you could be on the Enterprise D and watch this documentary about the Romulan War, and they do explain a couple of things in the timeline. It does sound quite cool. But yeah, I do like how in Enterprise they do basically make sure that the humans never see a Romulan. They make sure that Romulans never become in their face. Because basically you never see a Romulan until Balance of Terror. It's basically very, very clearly shown that Balance of Terror is the only time when you can actually see a Romulan. And it's like, in Enterprise, I was already, when I first watched Enterprise for the first time, I was already for like, are they going to do it? Are the Romulans? Are they going to show the Romulans? Are they going to do it? Are they brave enough to do that? Are they going to screw the timeline? Are they going to do it? And I'm really, really happy about that. Because if they did that, then I would be really, really fucked. I'd be really annoyed at Enterprise. But they do actually get away with surprisingly a lot in Enterprise that should fuck with the timeline, but doesn't really fuck with the timeline. I'm trying to think if there's anything like huge besides the cloaking devices, but there isn't. There isn't anything really that is massive that does fuck with the timeline in Enterprise. I mean, like, yeah. The whole existence of Enterprise, of the Enterprise series with the NX-01 and everything, that is a problem in itself. But it's not really a huge problem, kind of. I mean, I do wish that they, the people that digitally remastered the original series, went in and basically went into the original series. Well, not in the original series. Went into the motion picture and basically edited that series of pictures on the wall of the recreation room, and just like got rid of the ring ship and put in the NX-01, and in the little ships on the observation lounge in the Enterprise D and E. I wish that they inserted a little model somewhere, just to. That's the only thing. That's literally the only thing that really bugs me. Plus, there's the whole Borg incident, and I love that episode. A lot of people hate that thing, but I absolutely love that episode because it gives you an example of like, they were very careful to basically not ruffle too many feathers you know. I mean, they did, but they didn't ruffle too many feathers. But yeah. Oh, and the explanation for the Klingon ridges, I love that. I love that. I love that so much. Enterprise was great because it basically it screwed up. It screwed up a bunch of stuff, but yeah, it's like, you know, it explains some stuff because in like in the episode where Worf explains about the Klingon situation and how the Klingon makeup changed, he basically says they are Klingons and I don't want to talk about it. And basically, he basically says, you know, that they're trying to talk to Worf about it. It's like, what is it? Like genetic manipulation, augmented virus. What is it? And he's like, I don't want to talk about it. And what does it end up being? Genetic manipulation and an augmented virus. It's like, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love it. I just wish that we'd seen the Klingons later. You know, I just wish that we'd seen the Klingons after that. That would have been hysterical. Regeneration is one of the reasons I think that the Enterprise is in a different timeline to the original series. Why? I actually don't mind that. Like I said, I don't mind that. It also gives you a good explanation as to how Borg cubes are made. You know? Because I kind of feel like Borg cubes are grown. You know, they keep adding to that Arctic Explorer vessel until basically it becomes a big cube. That'd be great, you know. Basically, if we saw the entire process of it being built into a giant cube, that'd be great. Or even a small cube. Can you imagine that? Or a sphere or something. Oh, that'd be awesome. Also, the augment virus could explain the weird Klingons of Discovery if they explain the Discovery Klingons are attempts to reverse the augment virus, but it went too far. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I was also expecting Discovery Klingons being the Fekalari or something. Yeah. Have you not seen the ending of Discovery? They basically show what I'm assuming is Kronos. They go to Kronos. There's a shot of people on Kronos. They don't seem to give a shit about that planet. It's like that's the home world of the Klingons, right? Where's the Klingons? I don't see Klingons. Stupid. I can't watch Discovery unless I pirate it because every time I try to watch it, it legit something happens. And I can't. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I'm just saying that. So I'm going off very little. Okay, well, they basically show Kronos. They show the planet Kronos, and I don't know if this is just like a backwater region of Kronos. I mean, it's an entire planet. It just might be not important part of the planet or something. I don't know. There aren't any Klingons. Well, there's very few Klingons there, and like I said, they don't seem to give a shit about the Klingons. So it's like, yeah. Well, then fuck that planet, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I got really itchy ear. I had a shower not long before I came on stream. So yeah. How long have I been online? 81 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna run away. Apart from anything, I need to pee. Unless anybody wants me to stick around for a little while. I'm glad you like hearing about me talk about this, by the way, Jeff. But FMF, if you basically want to talk to me about Star Trek anytime, I'm totally happy to basically talk about Star Trek on one of these streams. You know, I love talking about basically, well, any tech, any basically. I'm kind of an engineer when it comes to like sci-fi stuff. I kind of like how everything works together, you know. Yeah, I've got a bunch of Star Trek. Might trek out to Discord. Yeah, we can do that. I don't mind. But yeah. Honestly, I don't mind talking about anything sci-fi because I love talking about tech and stuff. You know, I don't really mind talking about storylines and stuff, but I'm mostly tech. You know, I'm mostly an engineer. I've got a cotton bud my ear as well because that's just driving me crazy. Anyway, yeah. See you for now, guys. I might stream tomorrow. I don't know what the plan is for tomorrow because I think we might be taking down the hot tub. Because we'll have to do that before we go away for the holidays. But yeah, for now, guys, belly ribs, and a belly salute. I know he just walked out of camera. But yeah. And happy birthday, Itchy, if you watch this on playback.